The story of Craggy Range began with the desire to create a family legacy. What actually happened surprised even those in the family who started it. When Terry Peabody arrived home from a long business trip, his wife Mary and daughter Mary Jean cooked him dinner. The meal was long and leisurely, but not without purpose. Terry wasn't allowed to leave the table until he'd agreed that the family would share their passion and become a winemaking family. And there was a promise to be made. It must never be sold. It was to be a family business, an enduring legacy. That night, Terry made a commitment to the most important people in his life, and he intended to honour it. The search began starting in France and America, and then spreading to Australia. More than 10 years later, his search brought him to the edge of the world, to New Zealand, a dramatic land of mountains, rivers, forests and fields. Geologically, the youngest country in the world. Terry sensed something special in New Zealand, its youth, its people, and more so its winemaking potential that seemed untapped. He wanted to play a part in realising that potential, and the dreams and ambitions of his family to create a wine estate that, given time, could be considered amongst the great wine estates of the world. Fate played its part. An acquaintance introduced Terry to noted Kiwi viticulturist Steve Smith. Steve had just become a Master of Wine, the first specialist viticulturist in the world to achieve this distinction, and he had a great understanding of the winemaking lands of New Zealand and their potential to make special wines. Terry and Steve then set about creating Craggy Range. They took an innovative approach to select unique parcels of land, plant the vineyards and make only single vineyard wines. Wines that speak very much of their place, a nod to the great winemaking traditions of the old world. Wines that would be listed in the world's greatest restaurants and sold by the most respected fine wine merchants. The first land selected in 1998 was in a new area of Hawke's Bay, on the east coast of New Zealand's North Island. This old riverbed would become known as the Gimblett Gravels wine-growing district, a place of warmth, stone and sandy alluvial soils that had developed a fledgling reputation for producing high-quality red wines. However, this land did not reflect their entire ambitions. A search began for a vineyard that could produce a unique expression of two varieties the world knows New Zealand for, Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir. Their tireless search led them to Martinborough, and more particularly, a spectacular piece of farmland in Te Muna Road. It offered two distinct terraces. The higher, comprising very old, stony, clay-infused soils, perfect for Pinot Noir, and the lower terrace of younger, stony soils interleaved with limestone, providing an excellent environment for Sauvignon Blanc. A world-leading winery was built to ensure no stone was left unturned in the pursuit of their ambitions, and Terry honoured the original promise to his family of leaving a legacy, and established a trust to ensure that their ownership of Craggy Range would prevail beyond 1,000 years. Chief winemaker Matt Stafford, previously awarded New Zealand Young Winemaker of the Year, leads a team of gifted people. Matt had demonstrated his understanding and commitment to the company vision, elevating the reputation of Craggy Range to a level where even the lofty ambitions of creating new world classics may indeed be achieved.